Okay. And with that, we should hopefully be live once again. Sorry for the small delay. Had some work things come up. And okay, and we're gonna go ahead and jump back in to the ML review that we left off last week. So I'm hoping that I put that in the comments of the video, because there's definitely a chance that I did not, but let's find out. Scroll. I did! Yay! Live stream of a live stream. Not very useful, but whatevs. So there we go. Okay, so we're in here. We can see that this is adding num-iter to clustering strategy. If I remember correctly, last week I tried to get Seth to take a look at it. It looks like that didn't really happen. But it looks like we got some new changes since I last viewed it. So we're going to go ahead and look at those. And this is a really handy feature because it lets me just see the parts that have changed. And so we can see here, this no longer sets max iter to 2, which was definitely one of my comments that in the tests we were all just using max iter. And so that is more or less what I would expect. I am a little confused why this part changed. Fuck. But let's go back and look at the whole thing, and see how this goes. I'm hoping that we can make some more progress on this one today. That looks pretty much fine. Bisecting k-mean summary. Yeah. So let's go ahead here. Yeah, this is a private constructor, so I don't have to care about it nearly as much. This is also a private constructor. Once again, don't have to care about it all that much. This goes ahead. Yep. And we'll double check. Yeah, this is a private constructor. If all of these things are private, then I don't really have to worry about the memo warnings. K-means model. Iteration. Yep, this looks fine. This looks fine. Private constructor. Ooh. This did not used to be a private constructor. That is unfortunate. But it looks like we have the same constructor down here that we had before. So val cluster centers, distance measure. So that should be okay. I think the correct since annotation here would be 080. Since this is just a move of the previous constructor, right? So in addition to seeing this, we can see that I can't spell for really anything. But thankfully, I work at Google, so that's quite alright. Go in and fix that. Oh, yeah, it's okay. That's just a... No, I'm not an Emacs, damn it. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's go into start review mode again. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at these MIMA excludes. Clustering summary, k-mean summary, and bisecting k-mean summary. So I'm really hoping, really sincerely hoping, that those are all private and that my life is going to be pretty fine. So let's tempt fate again. Go ahead and jump into clustering summary.scala. That is a private constructor. I don't have to care. K-means summary. K-means dot scala. Oh, that is a private constructor. Once again, super happy. And bisecting k-means. And private constructor. Oof, also tagged as experimental. Lovely. Okay, that looks good. Although I can see in here that we have these params here, and we're sort of missing out on that. So let's go find the extends clustering summary. Okay. Here and in the others, we seem to we should add this as a param in the comment above, as done with the other params. Cool. And review comment. There we go. I could go through and leave this comment on each one, but I'm kind of lazy. So I'm hoping that works out. Yeah. And please add this param in the comment above. Actually, yeah, whatever. So that looks pretty good, actually. This is pretty great. From what I remember, though, there was something with the use of -1, which was a bit unfortunate. Okay. So this is a little more difficult. Oh, thankfully this is only used for MLlib, which is legacy, but still, it's just -1 just isn't a great value. I mean, just using -1 to indicate the lack of information feels a little wrong in Scala, right? We're not programming in C. But an interesting question is what we do in the load and where also this is called distance measure subtype string. That's a good question. We're going to go ahead and jump back into k-means model. This is the old MLlib code. So this isn't super important, but I am a little curious. So new k-means model. Yeah, so inside of load, interesting. Ah. Okay, I mean, previously, yeah, so the problem is the last time we had this, right, we just added the distance measure option, and so previously all of them were Euclidean, so we had a perfectly valid sort of default value to shove in if that information wasn't there. So, that's a good question. I mean, I really don't like -1. Let's see how often we end up using it in the code, though, because really, if I don't like something, but we use it all the time as a sort of sentinel like this, then it doesn't really matter what I like. So I'm going to look at the uses, obviously. Oh, damn it, this is a regex. Okay. Yep, looks like this is definitely what we do for missing things for num features for GPT classifier. Let's go double check that usage and just make sure we're on the same point. Yep, okay. I mean, this is just what we do. This seems pretty fine. Okay. Sounds reasonable. Alright, like, I mean, I'd maybe rather an option, but it's also true that an option would make this kind of clunky. And that our load safe code really doesn't like this idea of options all that much. So that'd be a lot of work for very little gain. Overall, actually, this was looking pretty good. There is that since annotation. Let's go down from the top to the bottom. Model transform, dataset prediction call feature. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's that note. There's this note. There's this note. This all looks pretty good. Okay. What's that new line for? Oh yeah, we added a new function. That's fine. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a private constructor now. It doesn't really matter. Although, the old constructor was not private. So, this is an interesting question. And I'm not actually sure what the right call is here, but I'd love to hear some thoughts from other folks. So previously, the main constructor was not private. If someone else is implementing something like bisecting, is implementing something which extends the k-means model. This might be a little frustrating. Could be a good expression. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Overall, this PR looks great. Just a note for other reviewers / myself. These are all private. Cool. This actually looks pretty good. We're still gonna send it back as request changes. Thanks for working on this. Good progress. I have a few improvements in mind. Maybe we can get Seth to take a look as well, but if the rest of the ML committers are busy, we can finish this up. We can. That's okay too. Cool. So that's actually really nice. We can see that future iterations of reviews, can get a lot easier, especially when we do them sort of soon enough after the first pass that we still have an idea as to what's going on. So like my personal memory of this, if I tried to come back to this next week without looking at it this week, would probably be I'd have to reread a lot more of the code to just get the context back in. But that's really good. I'm going to see if they have any other pull requests that we could take a look at. And oh, I meant to update the... Oh, well, whatever. These are all in SQL land, except for this one. So let's go take a look at this one. I'm not really knocking it out of the park at remembering to say which PR I'm reviewing, so maybe I should just get rid of that thing at the bottom, but I like the idea of it showing what we're reviewing. Passing, failing unit tests. Okay, oh, we can see that Brian Cutler, who's another committer, has already taken a look through this, so that's a good sign. Interesting. Yeah, this is sad. Yeah, I agree with Brian here in general. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna... I think it would be an okay assumption to make that the default values should be the same between Python and Scala, provided we maybe added it to the params docs. We'll do... So this is one of the things, sometimes when we have sort of stylistic questions in a different area, or more accurately, when we have stylistic questions that are just kind of like not super clear, it can be nice to get some other people's opinions really quickly. Although this is... Let's double check if this thing is merged. Was merged with master and branch 2.3. So the question is, do we need... Is this still relevant? Is this the same JIRA 23377. Fixed bucketizers with multiple columns, persistence bug. 23324. So it looks like there is a similar this is, oh, whoops, this is my bad. So between so I want to go back here. And this one, which path do we want to go down? So there's two separate PRs that are both sort of going at the same root cause. Oh, I like this one. Wait, does this really fix the same issue? That doesn't. I mean, this seems fine. Let's. Yeah, I think I remember I wanted there to be a test. There's a test now. Actually, yeah, this. I mean, for what it's worth, this one is LGTM. LGTM. Now, since it's Brian's code, I'm not going to merge it. I'm going to leave it to Brian to decide if he wants to merge it, since he's a committer and he can merge his own code, but this is just explicitly signing off on this. Yeah. Yeah, so what is the other one doing? So, nope, this is the isSet state. I'm really not doing super great at mentioning which PR I'm on. Okay, back in here, remove setting defaults. Yeah. Yeah, I think I prefer the other one personally, but Brian's done more work in the param section, so I will leave it up to him to decide. But regardless, this looks like pretty okay too. So that is going to be it for Spark pull requests. One of the things which I really want to do is make sure that I'm only reviewing pull requests of people who have opted in. You don't normally have to do that for when you're reviewing in GitHub, but since I'm talking out loud and I might say things which wouldn't normally make it into the text, I just want to make sure that people are okay with that. And if you're making Spark pull request changes, please, if you're okay with me doing a live review, or even if you're making changes in Beam or one of my other projects like Spark Testing Base, I can't commit your code to Beam, I can commit your code to Spark Testing Base, but you can review code in projects where you're not a committer as well. And if you're okay with me reviewing your code live, definitely please reach out to me. It's my email address is holden@pigscanfly.ca. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we're going to wrap it up because it's Friday and it is sunny outside, so I'm going to go ride my scooters. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. And yeah, keep on working on open source.